Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about simple harmonic motion or SHM. Simple harmonic motion, it is the simplest form of oscillatory motion. This motion arises when the force on the oscillating body is directly proportional to its displacement from the mean position which is also the equilibrium position. Further, at any point in its oscillation, this force is directed towards the mean position. For example, now consider an x-axis with origin O. Consider a particle oscillating back and forth about the origin of the x-axis between the limits plus a and minus a. Okay, this is plus a and this is minus a. A is the plus A is the maximum displacement of the particle to the positive x-axis and minus A is the maximum displacement of the particle to the negative x-axis, because the particle is oscillating between these two limits, back and forth motions between these two limits plus and minus A. Particle will oscillate and reach maximum to these 2 points plus A and minus A. It won't go beyond these 2 points. This oscillatory motion of the particle is said to be simple harmonic if the displacement of the particle x is the displacement of the particle, if the displacement of the particle x from the origin O varies with the time as x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi, then this oscillatory motion of the particle is said to be simple harmonic motion, where a, omega and phi are constants. A, it is the amplitude of oscillation. Okay, A is the amplitude and omega t plus phi, this omega t plus phi, this is actually called as phase or phase angle. Alright, see, when the particle oscillates about its mean position O, it may reach here after some time. Okay, after some time starting its oscillation, and after some time again it may, again after some time it may sometimes reach here. Okay, so its displacement, and sometimes when it is moving along this direction it reaches here, and after some time it reaches here. So its displacement from its mean position O is x of t, because it varies, the displacement x varies with the time. That is why we have taken this as x of t. Okay, the maximum displacement of the particle to either side of its mean position, that is A. That is the amplitude. Okay, see, simple harmonic motion is not any periodic motion, but one in which displacement is a sinusoidal function of time. It can be a cosine function or sine function. That is, simple harmonic motion can be described by trigonometric functions like sine or cosine function. Now, let us see these figures which show the location of the particle in simple harmonic motion at the discrete values. Here, this capital T written here, no, this is the time, this is actually the period of motion. That is the time T, capital T written here, here, this capital T, it is the period of motion. That is, it is the time after which the motion of the particle or that body repeats itself. T will remains fixed no matter what location you choose as the initial location. Initial location means location of that particle at t equal to 0. Okay, so see here the particle oscillates about this point x equal to 0. Okay, the displacement of the particle will be measured from this point x equal to 0. Initially, that is at t equal to 0, let the particle be here at this point. So, its velocity equal to 0 here. Okay, x equal to 0 point is the 0 displacement point. X equal to a and x equal to minus a, these two are the two extreme points of the motion. We have taken time period as capital T now. That is the time taken to complete one oscillation is t. One oscillation means the particle starts its oscillation from this point and goes to this point x equal to 0 and then to this point x equal to a and comes back to this point and back to this point. That is, comes back to its initial point. That is, the particle starts from here and moves moves to this side and comes back to the initial point itself at time t. This is one oscillation. Okay, that is oscillation from here and back to here. That is one oscillation and time taken for that is t. Now, at t equal to 0, at time t equal to 0, the particle is here. Okay, then at t equal to t by 4, the particle reaches here. Okay, the particle is moving along this direction, and at t equal to t by 4, that is after some time t equal to t by 4, the particle reaches here at this point x equal to 0. Okay, then at t equal to t by 2, that is 2 times t by 4. 2 times t by 4 is t by 2 now. So at t equal to t by 2, the particle reaches here. Okay, the particle, it starts its motion like this. It moves to this point, then from here to this point, from back to this point and back to its initial point. Okay, so at t equal to t by 2, the particle reaches here, and at t equal to 3 times t by 4, this is 2 times t by 4. This is 3 times t by 4, particle comes back to this point. Okay, then at t equal to 4 times t by 4, 4 times t by 4 means t. At t equal to t, the particle reaches here at its initial position. That is at t, the particle completes one oscillation. Okay, now at 5 times t by 4, what happens? Particle again reaches here. Because it continues its motion like this. Okay, it goes from here to here, then comes back to this point, again go to this point, comes back to this point. Okay, so at t equal to 5 t by 4, it again reaches here and continues its motion, its to and fro motion. Okay, see, the speed of the particle will be 0 at the two extremes of motion. That is at this point and at this point. Okay, at the two extremes of motion, the speed of the particle is 0. And speed of the particle will be maximum, okay, for 0 displacement. That is at x equal to 0, the speed of the particle will be maximum. For a simple harmonic motion, the displacement of the particle from the origin varies with time as x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi. Now, if we plot a graph of x displacement, okay, versus time t, we will get a graph like this. Okay, this is actually the graph of displacement as a continuous function of time for simple harmonic motion, because displacement is a function of time. That is why it is written as x of t. So this is the graph of displacement as a continuous function of time for simple harmonic motion, because we are talking about simple harmonic motion, no? Okay, here this capital letter A, no, it is the amplitude of the simple harmonic motion. Amplitude is the maximum displacement of the particle from its mean position. We can consider this straight line as the mean position. Then the maximum displacement of the particle from its mean position. Either this displacement or this displacement. This is actually called as the amplitude of simple harmonic motion. Okay. See, why have we drawn the graph like this and not like this? This is actually of a sine function. Okay, this is actually the graph of a sine function. Sine function starts from 0, right? Okay, sine 0, 0, sine 90, 1, then sine 180, 0, sine 270, minus 1, then sine 360, again 0. Okay, that is sine function starts from 0. And here we have taken displacement x of t as a cos of omega t plus phi. Okay, see here when we consider the sine wave, sine 0, 0, then actually the sine function varies between these values, no? 0, then 1. Okay, then again 0, minus 1, 0, like that. It continues like that. But here we have the cosine function x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi. And cosine function actually varies from plus 1 to minus 1, no? Okay, cos 0, 1. Okay, cos 90, 0. Cos 180, minus 1. Again it repeats. So cosine function actually varies from +1 to -1. When this cosine value is +1, then x of t becomes +1 into a, that is plus a. Okay, so plus a, it starts from here. This wave actually starts from 0 because it is a sine wave. This wave is actually of a cosine function, so it starts from plus a here. Okay, now when this cosine value is 0, then x of t becomes 0 into a, that is 0. So 0. Okay, then when this cosine function value becomes -1, then x of t becomes -1 into a, that is minus a. So +1, 0, -1. So plus a, 0, minus a. Okay, so the displacement varies between the two extremes plus a and minus a. Now, two simple harmonic motions may have same angular frequency omega and phi, but different amplitudes a and b. That is actually what's shown here. See, to check whether these two waves have the same angular frequency, you just check their frequencies. If the frequencies are the same for the two waves, then omega will also be the same, because we know that omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So if nu is the same for both the waves, then omega will also be the same. Or you can just check the time period. If they are having the same time period, then also. Or you can just take the wavelength. See, wavelength is from crest to crest or trough to trough, no? So for this wave, this green colored wave, that is the second wave, its wavelength is this much. Okay, and when I am considering this first wave, which is a red colored wave, its wavelength is also this much. Okay, trough to trough, no? Both are having the same wavelength, no? That is from here to here. Okay, from here to here and from here to here. Both are having the same wavelength, no? So we can say that these two waves are having the same omega. Okay. And see, here both the amplitudes of the two waves are different, no? Okay, amplitude is the maximum displacement from the mean position. We can consider this yellow colored straight line as the mean position. Okay, then the amplitude of the first wave is the red colored wave. Its amplitude is this much, no, from the mean position to its peak value. Okay, and what about the amplitude of the second wave? Second wave is this green colored one. Its amplitude is this much, no? So both are different. This red colored one has only this much amplitude, but this green colored wave has this much amplitude. So both are having different amplitudes here. Okay. Now see, both the waves A and B. A is actually the amplitude of this red colored wave, then minus A, that is the displacement in the negative direction. Then B and minus B, okay, that is the amplitudes of this green colored wave, minus A for the red colored one. Now you see, here both the waves starts from their maximum value, no? Maximum amplitude value, no? And both the waves 1 and 2, that is this green colored one and this red colored one, both of them reached their maximum displacement, 0 displacement and minimum negative displacement at the same time, no? Both the waves starts from the maximum displacement at the same time. They reach to the 0 displacement at the same time. Okay, along this axis we have taken time. Then they reach their negative displacement at the same time. Okay, so we can say that there is no phase difference between them. That is, both the waves 1 and 2 have the same phase phi. Okay. So we can say that two simple harmonic motions may have same omega and phi but different amplitudes. That is actually what's shown here. Alright. Now consider this equation x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi. Now, while the amplitude A, this capital letter A, it is the amplitude. So, while this amplitude A is fixed for a given simple harmonic motion, the position and velocity of the particle or the state of motion of the particle at any time t can be determined by using this argument omega t plus phi. This time dependent quantity omega t plus phi, this is actually called as the phase of the motion. Now, the value of phase at t equal to 0 is what? At t equal to 0, this phase value becomes omega into 0 plus phi. Okay, omega t plus phi, that is the phase. Then value of phase at t equal to 0. So, I am putting t as 0. So, this becomes omega into 0 plus phi. Omega into 0 is what? 0. 0 plus phi is what? Phi. So, the value of phase that is omega t plus phi at t equal to 0, that is phi, and this is actually called as phase constant. Okay, so the value of phase at t equal to 0, that is phi, it is called as phase constant of phase angle. Okay, now by using this expression, if the amplitude A is known to us, then the phase constant phi can be determined by, from the displacement at t equal to 0. So by using this expression, we can find out the phase constant phi if the amplitude A is known to us from the displacement at t equal to 0. Just put t as 0. Okay. Now, you consider this figure. Here we have a full wave. Okay, that is this one, this blue colored one. This one is actually a full wave. Okay, now if I am marking angle here as 0, then angle corresponding to this peak value is pi by 2. This is actually a sine wave. Okay, so sine 0, 0, sine 91, that is a peak value. Then sine 180, again 0. Then sine 270. 270 means 3 pi by 2. Okay, that is minus 1. Then sine 2 pi 0, like that. Okay, since this is a sine wave, I have just marked like this. Alright. Now you see, here we have a full wave. Now if I am considering, see, this is a full wave. Then if I am considering only this part of the wave, that is the half wave. And this is another half part of that wave. Okay, now if I am considering the half of that half wave, this is the half wave. Then if I am considering only this much portion, that is half of the half wave. Half of the half wave means what? Half of half, which is equal to 1 by 4. So this is the 1 by 4 of a wave. Okay, 1 by 4 of a full wave. Alright, so 1 by 4 of a full wave, then corresponding to that, here we have the angle as pi by 2 radian or 90 degree. Okay, now if I am considering half of the wave, that is, this is the half of the wave, and corresponding to here we have pi or 180 degree. Okay, then if I am considering 3 by 4 of the wave, that is 3 by 4, this is the full wave now, this is half, then half plus another 1 by 4 part, half plus 1 by 4 part now. So, you will get 3 by 4 of the full wave. So, when we consider 3 by 4 of the full wave, corresponding to that, here we have 3 pi by 2 or 270 degree. Okay, then when we consider the full wave, corresponding to that, here we have 2 pi radian or 360 degree. Okay, actually, we are going to talk about how to find out the phase difference between two waves. Okay, so here, to find out the phase difference, what we want to do is, let us do one example, then only it will be clear to you. You consider these two figures here. We are just trying to find out the phase difference between these two waves. Okay. To find out the phase difference between two waves, what we want to do is, we want to find out the fraction of the wave difference. Then you multiply that fraction with 2 pi or 360 degree. You will get the phase difference between the two waves. Okay, for example, let us do one example. See, here we have the first wave here, and here we have the second wave. See, the first wave starts from here, it's 0 values here, but for the second wave, it's 0 values here. Okay, so there is actually this much difference between them. Okay, there is actually a difference of, actually, this is not a half of the wave. This full thing, no, from here to here, this is the half of the wave. So here we have only half of this half. That is, here we have only 1 by 4th of the wave. I'm talking about this portion. Okay, there is a difference of this much between these two waves. So this part is actually 1 by 4th of a full wave. Then to get the phase difference between these two waves, what we want to do is, fraction of the wave difference is actually 1 by 4. Okay, then you multiply this with 2 pi. So what will you be getting? 2 into 2, 4, no? So pi by 2. Pi by 2 radian, or you can write it as 90 degree. So the phase difference between these two is pi by 2 or 90 degree. Okay. That is, the bottom wave has a phase difference of pi by 2 from the top wave. Alright. See, two simple harmonic motions can have same amplitude and omega, same A and omega, but different phase angle phi. Okay, see, here you can see that both the waves, here we have an orange colored wave and a pink colored wave. Both are having same amplitude, no? Amplitude is the maximum displacement from the main position. I am taking this yellow colored one as the main position. So this is the maximum displacement. Okay, that is amplitude A. Here we have minus A, corresponding to this we have minus A, then this value is 0. Here we have displacement along this axis and time along this axis. So here you can see that these two waves have the same amplitude. Okay, and these two waves have the same omega 2, no? Their angular frequencies are also the same, no? Just like we discussed in our previous figure. Okay, see, here we have discussed about that, no? Okay, but you see, there is a phase difference between these two waves. See, this orange colored wave, for this pink colored wave, it has its maximum value. It starts from here. And for this orange colored wave, actually its maximum value is here. Okay, so you see, there is this much, okay, there is this much difference between them. That is, this orange colored wave is shifted by this much. This much means this orange colored wave is shifted this much. Okay, shifted this much. Okay, this is actually 1 by 8th of a full wave. Okay, this is a full wave. Then when we consider this portion, this is a half wave. When we consider this portion, this is 1 by 4th of a full wave. Then you see here we have not this part is, this part is not here, no? Okay, it starts from somewhere here like that. Okay, so here we have actually only half of 1 by 4th of a wave. Half of 1 by 4th of a wave means 1 by 8th of a full wave. Okay, so the phase difference between these two, what will be the phase difference between these two? 1 by 8 into, you just want to multiply that fraction of the wave difference with the 2 pi. Okay, 1 by 8 into 2 pi. 1 by 8 into 2 pi is what? Pi by 4. Okay. So here the two curves, this pink colored one is taken as 1 and this orange colored one is taken as 2. So here the two curves 1 and 2 are for phi equal to 0 and phi is equal to minus pi by 4 respectively. See, the curve 1 has reached its maximum displacement at first, no? Okay, and curve 2 has reached the maximum displacement. Okay, it has reached its maximum displacement only after some time. Okay, that is, this curve 2 is actually lagging behind the curve 1. That is why a negative sign is here in its phase. Okay, phase is taken as minus pi by 4. This negative sign is because of what? This orange colored wave, that is this second wave, is lagging behind the first wave. Because first wave has reached its maximum value at first and second wave has reached its maximum value only after some time. Okay, so there is a phase difference between these two curves 1 and 2. So their phases are different. Okay, so they have different phase angle. They have same amplitude and omega, but they have different phase angle. So two simple harmonic motions can have same A and omega, but different phase angle phi. Now consider this equation x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi. For simplicity, take phi is equal to 0. So this equation becomes x of t is equal to some a cos of omega t plus 0. Omega t plus 0 is what? Omega t. So we can write x of t is equal to a cos omega t. I'm taking this as equation number 2. Okay. Since we are considering a periodic motion with a period capital T, we can write this x of t as x of t plus t, because x of t, we have considering this x of t as a periodic function. So we can write x of t as x of t plus t. Now you see this cosine function, it is a periodic function now with a period 2 pi. That is, cosine function first repeats itself when the argument of the cosine function changes by 2 pi. That is when omega t becomes omega t plus 2 pi. Okay, here the argument of the cosine function is omega t. When it changes by 2 pi, that is when it becomes omega t plus 2 pi, the cosine function repeats. Okay, now I'm taking this as equation number 3. Okay, so from equation number 3, we have x of t is equal to x of t plus t. And this equation number 2, this can be written as what? X of t plus t is equal to a cos omega of t plus t. Okay, t changes by t plus t. Okay, so x of t is a cos of omega t. So when t changes to t plus t, then we want to write this t as t plus t. So we are writing t as t plus t here. Okay, now you see what is this? See here we have x of t is equal to x of t plus t. Okay, which is taken as equation number 3. So x of t is equal to x of t plus t. What is this x of t? X of t is a cos omega t, which is equal to x of t plus t. What is that x of t plus t? X of t plus t is a cos of omega, of t plus t. Okay, I'm taking this as equation number 4. We said when the argument of the cosine function changes by 2 pi, cosine function repeats. So we can write omega t, that is the argument of the cosine function. Then omega t plus 2 pi will be equal to what? Omega of t plus t. So this can be written as omega t plus 2 pi is equal to omega into t plus omega into capital T. This omega t cancel now. So here we have 2 pi is equal to omega t, or we can write omega. We can write omega as, I'm taking t to this side, that goes to the denominator. So omega is equal to 2 pi by t. I'm taking this as equation number 5. That is the quantity omega, which is the angular frequency of simple harmonic motion, can be related to the period of motion t by using this relation omega is equal to 2 pi by t, where 2 pi is taken in radian and time period its unit is second. So the SI unit of omega is radian per second. Okay, now you see the frequency of oscillations, we have nu as 1 by time period now. So from equation number 5, here we have omega is equal to 2 pi by t, that is 2 pi into 1 by t now. What is this 1 by t? Nu. So we can write it as 2 pi into nu now. That is omega is equal to 2 pi nu. Okay, that is omega is 2 pi times the frequency of oscillation. Now, two simple harmonic motions may have the same A and phi, same amplitude and phase constant or phase angle phi, but different omega, different angular velocity. Here you can see two waves are here, two curves are here, A and B. Here the amplitudes of the two curves A and B are the same now. This green colored one is A and this violet colored one is B, and both are having the same amplitude. Their amplitude is the maximum displacement from the mean position. So both are having the same amplitude here. Okay, and both the waves, both the curves A and B start, they start from their maximum value at t equal to 0. So they have the same phi. Okay, but you see their omega is different now. You can see that their frequency is different, their wavelength is different. So obviously their omega is different. See, this curve B, it has only half the period of curve A. Curve B has only half the period of curve A. Period is half means t is equal to half. So what about frequency? Frequency is 1 by time period, no? So 1 by 1 by 2, that is 2. Reciprocal of 1 by 2 is what? 2. So we can say that this curve B, it has half the period but twice the frequency. 2 times, no? So twice the frequency of the curve A. Okay, curve B has half the period of curve A and it has twice the frequency of curve A. So, in this video, we have discussed about simple harmonic motion. I hope you understood this. Thank you.